Yeah, I know I'm back. I've been pretty much, other than looking at some Peterbilts, been looking at RVs, campers, travel trailers, whatever the heck you want to call these things. Basically a small house on wheels with 2x2 walls and no insulation. For the rest of the afternoon. And the reason why is because I'm not really in the market for one, no. But we typically, every farm is different. Some farms provide, they'll pay you a wage and then they will provide a living for you, like a place to stay, a place to wash up, feed yourself, put your head in a pillow, go to bed, go to work the next day. Some farms will provide that and pay you, and you pay rent, like it's a discounted rent, obviously. Other farms don't provide anything. If you're close to a center, a major center, or a pretty good sized town, you don't have to provide anything. Just be like, hey, there's some apartments in town. You just rent an apartment and show up at work. We're kind of stuck in the middle. We're a long ways away from civilization. There is some small towns around, and we have been providing a place for the guys to stay. In some cases we charge rent, other places we don't charge rent. It completely depends on the individual and the circumstances. Well, the more people we get, and this is a problem for all producers out there, what do you do with lodging? Because I like to think about it from, if I'm going to work with a farm, personally, I would just take the highest wage available probably, and then I would go out and buy a camper, and I would stay in it. If I was a seasonal guy, okay? If I'm just coming from April to November, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have my own place. You don't have to worry about bunking with somebody. You don't get along very well with somebody, because that's a real thing. People don't always get along with coworkers. Then I got my own place, my own bubble. I don't have to clean up after somebody. I just got to clean up after myself. That's how I would do it. Right now we have a bunkhouse style. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms in it, I think. And like pretty good sized bedrooms. TV, get your own chair, dressers, bed, air conditioner, your own air conditioner, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of how we're set up. But we're actually kind of outgrowing that. And it's bunkhouse styles aren't very good for families. And that's another thing. Families. Are we talking like someone with some children? Well, bunkhouse style isn't going to work. Now, is that family coming seasonal? Because then, that's... Maybe you can find an older house on an old farmyard that somebody sold, or maybe they're renting it out or something like that. So, we kind of exhaust all of our options. And I'm just looking at options. I'm kicking tires. I'm trying to price compare, You could maybe buy, or some duplexes or something like that in some small towns, and then just rent them to your guys, or just give them to your guys. Maybe that's figured into their wage, because every situation, every circumstance is different. I don't think there's a one size fits all, at least not in my experience. So then, but the reason why I'm out here looking at campers is because I'm like, well, let's price out some campers. Something like this. Let's just step outside for a second here. And I've looked at so many campers today, guys, that it all looks the same to me. They're not insulated well. It doesn't matter whether you buy the top of the line or the run of the mill. They're just 2x2 walls. Some are fiberglass. The smooth ones here are fiberglass. Okay, and the ones with ripples over there are aluminum. Aluminum is a little bit cheaper, but it is what it is. I personally like the look of the fiberglass a little bit better. But like a 20-footer like this, say, I think they're locked. Yeah, they're locked. A 20-footer like this, one bed, little bathroom, little kitchen, kind of perfect maybe for one guy. Now, you could get bigger ones. You could get big fifth wheel ones, that have multiple beds, and you can put multiple people in them, like custom cutting crews. They just live in campers. You can buy campers that are literally made for like custom cutting crews that have like little apartments, or they're already kind of subdivided. I'm not really into something like that because resale isn't as good on that. Or if you buy something like this, you can just sell it as a small camper down the road, in my opinion. But something like this, you know, your little run-of-the-mill 20-footer is probably going to run you about $30K. And it only goes up from there. You can find the cheapest I've found is like $25K, but you really do just get what you pay for because it doesn't have AC or, you know, stuff like that. But a lot of the new ones, I'm going to step inside. It's a little breezy and I'm cold. Woo! I was just in the showroom, and some of the new RVs, campers, fifth wheels, doesn't matter, the 2024 models have electric fridges, standard. Before they were electric / gas, propane. And then the electric is powered by solar panels up top, or if you plug in. Also, the new ones, 2024 models, have hot water on demand, so you no longer have to have a hot water heater and go out and light it and drain it and stuff. It's just hot water on demand. And I think you have to be plugged in for that. So that's kind of cool. I kind of like that option. So then, going back to housing, you know, you will never find the same farm, two farms that do the same thing. It completely depends. Like we right now, we got guys traveling from different towns. You know, some of them are going to start traveling from an hour commute every day to get to the farm and an hour commute back. And that's fine if you're just working. Like I know a lot of people, guys, that work at like manufacturing places. One manufacturing place, in an example, Honeybee, that travel an hour to work every single day. I know guys from Swift Current that travel an hour to work down 2 different locations. Like that is not uncommon to travel an hour to work and an hour back. The difference is at those locations, you're typically working 40-hour weeks. So, you know, you're not waking up at the crack of dawn and going home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Where farming, we go hard. So like, we'll probably start at 6 a.m., 6:30 for sure, and we'll probably go to about 10 or 11 p.m. at night. Sometimes we go to midnight, you know. So if let's just say you go to midnight, that's probably one of the longest days that we'll go. So 6:30 a.m. to 12 a.m., and then you come back, you're tired, you're going to hop in a vehicle, drive home, that's 1 a.m. You're going to need to eat something, you're going to have to shower, hopefully you're in bed by 2 a.m., and then you're going to have to get up at about 5:30 a.m. to get back to work for 6:30. So that's asking a lot. Like I've done that, but that's asking a lot. It's a lot of driving. It's a lot of big hours. So then all of a sudden you're going to start cutting your guys down and be like, well, I'm not going to ask you to go home at 1 o'clock in the morning. And you got to remember, like the guys are hungry for hours. They're getting paid well, and there's no limit on hours. So it's literally like for them when they're working during the harvest and seeding season, that's literally like big money because we don't limit them. They can just work as many hours as they would like, and they're just raking in the cash, which is what they love. I've had guys that are looking for more hours, which is awesome. Those are the type of guys that you want. But that being said, I'm not 100% sure. There's no real right or wrong way, I guess, when it comes to logic. Mike, what about big fifth wheels? What about you just get a big fifth wheel, put 2 or 3 people in that bad boy? And you could, but then you got 2 or 3 people in there. Someone's snoring. Someone's a light sleeper. I'm a light sleeper. And you're going to spend a lot more money. You know, something like this, that's probably 120 grand. You know, maybe let's walk into the showroom here and I'll show you a little 20-footer. It's a 2022 model for $25,000. Now it's only one, and they're clearing it out. It's not a fair representation because the new 2024 model, which basically is kind of what we were looking at there, that's locked, is about 30 grand. And then you can get these like off-road ones that are like super high in the air, but some of these are actually more money. Like you could spend $35,000 for that just because you got off-road tires, you got good ground clearance, because obviously you want to go trailing with your camper. Like that just makes sense. All right, I'm gonna just drive around and I will see you guys in there. Shoot, they're gonna close pretty soon. We better hurry. All right. This is a really nice fifth wheel. But something like this. It's like 20 feet long. It's just a single axle. fiberglass. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Light colors. It's a queen size bed, but it's really not a full size. They just call it like a camper queen, which means it's just a little bit shorter. Little wee stove, sink. A light in this place? Should be a light in here. Anyway, this one's got a little tub. Basically, it's just kind of keep the water from splashing on the floor. Storage. Throw some clothes in there. So this one here, they said they cashed out for 25, but it's because it's a 2022. So this still has the gas or electric fridge, and obviously it has hot water heater. So yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. Air conditioning. And this is a couch, or a buddy, I guess, could bunk in here. But basically, this would just be kind of like one little cabin for hired guys. Microwave. Now we've looked at the option, and I've looked at a ton of these. They're all about the same. Pick your flavor, basically. They all have little 2x2 walls with no insulation. These are not for winter, so this is just seasonal. So this is basically from April to end of October. That's it. Winterize and park them. But at least you could sell them. You're going to lose your shirt on them, but probably sell it for 15, 20 grand maybe. After a couple years, maybe 15 grand, maybe 15, maybe. Probably not even. I'm being optimistic. Let's go look at this beautiful one just for kicks. Beautiful. So as you guys know, that both my brothers are camper guys. They got some big, Brian's got a toy hauler, like a 44 footer. My older brother's got, I don't know what he's got. But they both really enjoy camping. Are you even camping anymore? Are you camping in this thing? 150 grand for this one. Actually, it doesn't seem like that's a crazy bad price, to be honest. Pretty nice. I like all the backlights. That's sweet. I like the light colors. Got your gas stove. I'm assuming a TV pops out of this thing. Little electric fireplace. I like all the under lighting. Personally, I wouldn't get something like this because I would be looking for like a second bedroom, you know, for the kids, for the kiddos. If I ever had a second one, I guess. Just have the one, but the shower looks pretty awesome. This is a pretty nice shower, for sure. This is like a full body shower. Any camper. And a nice bed. So there you go. So this is the Cadillac, I guess, at this location. I don't know a whole lot about campers, but I'm pretty sure that this is a nice, on the nicer end of campers. Not very often do you see a full body wash in the shower of a camper. All right, guys. I'm going to catch you on the flipper. We will continue this video another time. We'll continue to talk about it.